Good evening and welcome to the Financial Week. I'm Javon Keys. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says the Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSE, should be in a position to offer green bonds by the middle of this year. The European Union, EU, also says it will be providing support in this area. It is estimated that Jamaica needs about $5 billion to implement climate change mitigation measures and about $1 billion for adaptation measures. Speaking at the JSC's annual conference, Dr. Clark says work is being done with various partners to set up the framework to allow for the establishment of various bonds to raise capital for climate-smart projects.
The Jamaica Stock Exchange, under Marlene Street Forest's leadership, will be in a position to be the first stock exchange in the region to support the issuance of green and blue and other sustainable bonds in a rigid framework where everybody has confidence about what it means.
Dr. Clark says the framework should be established soon.
By the end of June, the Jamaica Stock Exchange will be in that position where green bonds can be a reality in Jamaica. And the capital that is looking for green investments is not just local, it's international.
Felix Fernandez Shaw, Director in charge of Latin America and the Caribbean Relations at the European Union's Directorate General for International Partnerships, says the bloc will help Jamaica with its framework.
What we are doing with the Jamaica Stock Exchange is to organize a framework for Jamaica to determine when investing in Jamaica is green. So somebody, the government and the Jamaica Stock Exchange, says this is green. And that has to be reasonably aligned with what Europe is doing, because the investors in Europe are going to ask Jamaica, is this green as in green in Europe, or is it green somewhere else?
He clarified that what will be in place is not linear.
Aligning does not mean having the same green qualities, because there are things that in Europe are green that in Jamaica are not, or the other way around. There are things that in Jamaica are green because you have a certain energy mix, because you have a certain economy and a certain way of producing things. So what we are trying to work with Jamaica is that Jamaica has a framework, we call it a taxonomy, but it has a framework that determines when investments are green in Jamaica.
These could then be certified by the European Commission, opening up an avenue for a number of global investment funds looking for green projects. Trading ended today with banks and cambios selling the US dollar for an average $156.40. $116.37 is the going rate for the Canadian dollar. The average cost for the pound is $199.88, while it's costing $172.38 for the euro. And the JSE Index gained 1,549 points today, while the Junior Market Index lost 42 points. Among the 45 winners were First Rock Real Estate Investments US dollar shares, 138 Student Living Jamaica Variable Preference shares, Iron Rock Insurance, Stanley Motor Ordinary shares, and Mailpack Group. The 44 losers included Epley 7.75% preference shares, AMG Packaging and Paper Company, Blue Power Group, the Limner and Bars, that's the Lab, and Regency Petroleum. 21 stocks closed the session at the same price they started trading Friday morning. And that's it for the Financial Week. I'm Javon Keys. Good evening.